Hello everyone, this is Thomas Pepin NHL Talk. I'm Thomas Pepin and let's play some NHL. So continuing the franchise mode series where I've taken over the Toronto Maple Leafs. We are officially at the start of the season, so the previous stream we were getting things set up and it takes a while to do everything. Or at least to the detail that I want to. So just to recap previous seasons, if you haven't seen this before, we have won the President's Trophy 5 seasons in a row. We lost in the first round the first and fifth seasons. And then the other 3 in the middle of those, we got to the Stanley Cup final. One we lost in Game 7 with our starting goalie getting injured partway through the game, which is pretty annoying. And then the other 2 we won the Stanley Cup. So pretty good so far. And I thought, like, I've made comments previously about, taking a step back at some point, like in terms of our performance, but we're actually getting better. And I mean, the only kind of snag is we haven't really accumulated more assets in terms of draft picks, but if you look at that, really we're not that far off. So we're supposed to have 5 seasons of draft picks. We have, you could argue 3. We have 2 first rounds in the same year, but those are transferable. So if you don't get what you're looking for in one season, you can just trade to the next season. And the only way I would use a first round pick is for a franchise player. So I just keep passing it on until eventually we're going to have a franchise player to draft. So essentially we have ballpark 2 to 3 seasons, or 2 to 3 seasons, 2 to 3 years worth of draft picks, depending on how you want to quantify / value those. So, I mean, we keep getting better and we have more assets. And keep in mind, at the end of this season, so once we hit free agency, so July 1, we're going to be trading McKay and in all likelihood Sonnenberg. And so that is probably equivalent to another first round pick, maybe more. And yeah, so and we could conceivably trade Kucherov and Doughty, depending on how they turn out fitting with our team. So, and on top of it, we're 4 lines deep. So really, it just keeps getting better. So I wish the results would be slightly better. So in terms of us winning, I mean, always the goal is to win a Stanley Cup every season, but 2 for 5, 3 Stanley Cup finals in 5 seasons and 5 President's Trophies. I don't think I should be complaining, but anyways, I have high expectations. So, anywho, we are set for everything. I'm a bit OCD and a bit of a checker, and I'm tempted to go and double check that I did everything, but I will avoid those urges and just get going. So we signed 2 free agent goalies because we traded away our young guy that was supposed to develop and who hadn't developed quickly enough. So these guys are just going to be basically fill-ins who we could trade if they don't play well or what have you. I thought they would have more trade value, but I guess not. So anyways, that's who those 2 guys are. And so I decided I'm not going to test any players out. And the reason is because really we only have one guy to test, and that would be Joseph on our fourth line. And we also have, actually he's going to be under scratched, Janik, however it's pronounced. And he was good last season, and he's improved by 2 overall. So worst case, we just go with Janik instead of Joseph. And do we really need to test out for one roster spot? I don't think it's worth it, so I'm not going to. And we're just going to zip through the preseason. The only thing I need to manage is the starter for each game. Actually, you know what? We should start with Thompson. So Thompson is, in theory, our top goalie. Skinner is kind of unknown because he hasn't played with us before. Thompson we won a Stanley Cup with, and he's played well before. And then the last guy, Nolan, I think was his name, is a prospect guy. He's probably the best goalie prospect that was out there, and we traded for him. So my guess is he's going to be good, but of course we don't know that. So I should save now that the goalie is correct. And we can zoom through all these, but it's going to keep reminding me all this stuff, and I'll just double check everything's good. Oh, I almost forgot. All the guys that we relocated, I need to assign to their scouting. And as a reminder, or if you haven't seen before, I said before, I'll only draft a guy if, sorry, one sec. So neither of these guys are done. I thought one would have been. Yeah, so I only draft franchise players, and the only conceivable positions that could result in a franchise player is the top 2 rounds. I mean, even the second round seems unlikely that somebody would improve up to a first overall or a franchise in the first round. I guess I would have already done this guy. So I do the first 2 rounds to make sure that I cover everybody that could be a franchise player, and then eventually I only do the top 30 towards the end of the season because you're not going to move from 60th to 1st or anything like that. So skills, so it's potential. So I'm the Toronto Maple Leafs. I've been the, so I'm on the 6th season managing Toronto. I had 2 people for Russia. So then this guy is skills. Oh, and I should say thanks for tuning in, Ryan. Okay. I almost forgot to do that. I already did this. I don't need to do anything else. Oh, I need to change my goalies. So Skinner comes in. Nolan comes in. You're talking about the real Toronto Maple Leafs, right, Ryan? I'm gonna have to do this soon, and actually I should check when it's gonna be best in the schedule. Hey Ryan, you didn't answer. Were you asking about the real Toronto Maple Leafs if they'll make it to the second round, or were you talking about my Toronto Maple Leafs? Okay, so the real, I'm assuming yes is to the real Toronto Maple Leafs. Give me 1 sec, I just want to double check. So I need to do my maintenance after the Florida, so the last preseason game. Do I think they're going to make it to the second round? I'd have to, because I haven't taken a look at all the changes all the teams have made, and in particular in the Eastern Conference and their division, but I believe so. I would guess that they would, because I like what they did in the off season. Again, I'd have to double check all uh, the moves to know for sure, but I'm pretty sure they're looking good, in my opinion. Oh wait, don't put us up by 5. We were off by that, so we'll go down 2. I think should be enough. 303. And then parking. Prices. I doubt there's any injuries. Oh, Ryan, what do you think about the Toronto Maple Leafs? Do you think they'll make it to the second round, or what's your thoughts? We've had Skinner play. Now Nolan comes in. Thompson goes back up. I hope there's going to be a franchise player to draft in this season because we only had it in the first season so far. We had 2 of them, but we haven't had one since. Oh, on that note, actually, just so you can see on all the things, the levels I play on and everything, but because it was just something that came up as the draft class quality, generated prospect quality. So I do it on medium, so maybe that's why no franchise players have come up. Maybe they won't ever come up. I actually don't know, but we'll see. Nylander getting traded. I have no idea kind of what to expect. To be honest, I would do a complete overhaul on the Leafs because I just don't think they have it to win a cup, and they have too much money allocated to too few players. So yeah, I would make a lot of changes. Nylander, I didn't really like Nylander. I find he doesn't play well enough defensively. I mean, I didn't watch every game, so those are just my observations from whatever I've seen. But yeah, I wouldn't keep him. To be honest, I'd trade everybody. If you would have seen how I made my Maple Leafs in this game, I mean, I got rid of every Toronto Maple Leaf in the first season before the season started, except for Giordano because he was paid he was a good value contract. So, anyways, that's what I think about the Toronto Maple Leafs in real life. But I just took them on because Dubas got fired, and it kind of makes sense for just me to take over them because there's so much I would change. So, yeah, we'll see what happens with Toronto. I don't know if I like their goaltending, defense. I don't know if I like either. I mean, there's a lot I don't like with Toronto, but that's just me. That was an away game. Thompson goes back, Skinner goes back. Save. All right, we have back-to-back. I think Montreal's technically the weaker team. But actually, it doesn't even matter who I play. It's just the preseason. So I'll just play whoever's next up. That was Thompson. Skinner comes in. Nolan comes in. was home game. Nothing to do here. Nylander for Carlson. I forget how old Carlson is. And I don't know if more skill is going to make them better. I would probably want like a two-way defenseman. I mean, Erik Karlsson's not the worst defensively, again, from what I've seen, but yeah, I just don't know if I would go with him versus some alternatives. So 125. That looks all good. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Yeah, I think, they do better in the regular season. I mean, they're already doing good in the regular season, but they do better if they had Carlson. It's just, I don't trust that they would be better in the playoffs. For Carlson specifically, keeping Nylander I wouldn't do anyways. So, I don't know. Man, this rookie goalie we got has played well in the preseason so far. So we need to do maintenance after this game. Who would I trade for Nylander? Hey, Ridley. I don't know. Off the top of my head, I don't know. I would have to take a look at, contract statuses, so how many years people have left, cap hit, and things like that. That's too difficult for me to answer on the spot. And then it would take me like 5 minutes to go and answer that question because I'd have to look through all the players in the game. It's just, so I don't know is the answer. But like I said, a two-way defenseman essentially is what I'd be aiming for. I think that's good. Okay, and then injuries. Okay, and then since this is the last game of the preseason, now we're essentially going to select our starter. And when I say starter, I mean we rotate through all three goalies, but whoever's going to start in the rotation, who's going to be second to start the season. So we've got 911, and what was on preseason stats? 911, and he was 1-1. 942, and he was 2-0. So Nolan is the answer. And then second in rotation is Thompson, which kind of makes sense. We might trade Skinner at some point if he doesn't have a good fit with us. Likewise for Nolan, technically, but we signed him for 8 years at 1.125 because he was willing to sign for it. And he's an awesome goalie prospect. So potential starter. He's already got decent poise at 22. Everything's pretty good stats. So I think that was it. Save. Then I have to do maintenance after this game. And I was almost going to forget this. I got to do regular season prices. So if you haven't seen this stream before, I have a Word document that I follow. So I have a step-by-step process that I do for each game and at different points in the season. And I save the pricing that results in sellouts from the previous season, and then I reapply it the next season. So in this case, it's 155 to 65, 368, and 504. And then so this way we, at least in theory, optimize our, or maximize our revenue. So let's just try this. It always seems, whoops, I didn't want to do that. So I want to do 65, 5.5, 65, 5. And that was 48. So what I was going to say is I think in the preseason, it always seems like you can charge more for parking, or our maintenance is always at a level where I can charge more. And I haven't paid enough attention to figure it out, but in any case, we'll still act as if it can increase. Yeah, so anyways, what I was saying is if, or what I was going to say is if ever you see me pause on a screen, like where I'm not doing anything, and then, yeah, I'm not saying anything, it's because I'm recording on the Word document where we're at for prices and things like that. I think this stuff doesn't change, but I I always auto-assign concessions and merchandise because the changing the pricing doesn't seem to have a clear effect on it, so I just let the game decide. Because, like, for example, in economics, basically, or economic theory, as you decrease the price, the sales volume comes up. As you increase the price, the sales volume goes down. But when you do that in the game, it doesn't really seem to consistently do anything. So I just, how can I adjust it with any sort of strategy if it doesn't seem to be consistent? Now, maybe I haven't analyzed it well enough, but I don't know if I care enough to do any more than I've already done. Maybe over time I will, but not right now. There was something, something else I wanted to do. I'll do that last, actually. So I did maintenance prices, no injuries. Did I sim right up to the, no. So I'll sim up to game 1. So no injuries. And I have auto rotate goalies on. And so I manually have to check to make sure the correct goalie's in. So that's why you'll always see me do that. And the reason I have auto rotate on is because if you don't, and like let's say I did it manually, it's also not going to auto rotate the AHL, and then that completely messes with the how normal it would go, because they would play a goalie for 82 games or whatever it is in the AHL, their total games. So yeah, so that's why. Okay, so injuries, goaltending's done. I need to do scouts. So what do we need to do? It's a pretty high ranked goalie. I don't know if I've seen a goalie ranked that high before. Maybe. Let's do strengths and weaknesses. Yeah, might as well. NLA. What else do we need to figure out? Let's do strengths and weaknesses as well. Let's do characters. Oh, I had one more guy to do. 2 more guys to do. I won't do that guy. I think that's it. Nope. One more. Wait, what did I have for the other guy right now? Was it potential? Yeah. Now I think I'm done. So yeah, if you haven't seen before, I made the decision, I don't know if it was last season or the season before, not to scout AHL guys, and the reason is because I never use them. So, like, I mean, I'll sign free agents, but I won't trade for anybody in the AHL, so there's no point in really scouting them. I mean, there's rare cases where I could trade. So, for example, a decent prospect that's playing in the AHL, maybe I should be scouting him, but oftentimes you can find enough information anyway, so it's just not worth it. Okay, so upgrades done, prices, injuries, goalies, lines are good, scouts. Okay, and then something I was just thinking about that I haven't checked in a while is where we sit at total revenue and things like that. So we're in third, not off by too much. So not bad there. And then really, to be honest, the rest we don't need to bother checking. So at least the way I've been managing the finances, we're doing well, so that's good. I forget if I saved already. So now we can get to the season. So here we go. I always feel like I'm forgetting something. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. Well, that's a good start. Slavin's injured. And we don't even have anybody to replace given our current situation. So we need to pull somebody up right away. What's the best way to figure this out? I guess I'll just go by historic stats. I think it's going to be Zboril. Could do Sandberg. We'll do Zboril. I don't think he'll get signed when we send him back down, so. Now, what are we gonna do? Aces and turns. Look at that smile from Dowdy. Guess we'll put Dowdy up. Flip you two. Oh, we did have... Oh, it was penalty kill that we had sleeve in. So then this needs to be like this. Ugh. Okay, so he does fit well enough with our team. Okay. I think that's it. We don't know the outcome of the game, so we can't decide on our goalie yet. So it was a shutout for game one of the young goalie guy. That's good news. That was a home game. Yeah. So we're just off on our pricing. I won't put it down more than that. We're that far off? I'm surprised. 3. Let's do 4. 3. 4. Actually, we'll go one more for this. 1, 2. That should be perfect. So 49.5 and 65.5 is good. Injuries, we should only have Slavin. This is why I have to do it each time, because it'll rotate out the goalie that I want. So now we save. Oh, and I manually save just in case something crazy happens, like I make a big mistake on a trade by accident from a misclick, and then it auto saves, and then I can't fix it. So, like, for example, in real life, you're not going to accidentally trade Kucherov for a 7th round pick, but in this you could by accident, and then there's no way to fix it unless you just go back to the previous save. So anyways. So we lost there. That was a home game. How's our sales so low? That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, like nothing really changed. I don't know. Sometimes this game's weird. Like at later in the season, randomly, it just makes it where you have nobody attending the games. Like that would never happen. It just makes no sense. So there's these weird little glitches. Okay, so that's good. I feel like there was something I was supposed to do. No, I was just, yeah, thinking about, that's what I was thinking about. So, the rule with our goalies is if you lose 2 in a row or 2 of 3, you go to the back of the rotation. And so that young goalie guy, see again, what's going on with the pricing? I don't know. So Nolan goes to the back, Thompson goes to the top, Skinner goes to backup. Jeez, another critical injury. Okay, so who goes to line 1? Nichushkin Ken. His performance is mediocre. On first and Can, his performance is mediocre. Coronel Can, mediocre. Hmm. Let's go with, actually, let's go with whoever makes the line the best. Whoops. So Nichushkin or Courtnall, and Nichushkin has better stats to start. Martins can play center. 78, 78, 78. But because he also plays right wing, I'm actually going to get him to play right. And then we'll put McKay as center. I think we're going to move Sonnenberg up. Then Yannick. He shoots left. What's his face off? 82. I think he's better than Thompson. Hi again, NHL lover. Thanks for tuning in. Oops. Now. Oh, the other thing I should have considered before changing is who plays on this power play. So what I should actually do is not Nichushkin. I should do Von Person. And then who's better at face-offs? Let's do Courtnall. So that makes more sense. Then this way we have less changes to do because Von Person's on the first power play. So he just goes up. Nichushkin, Courtnall. Is it Sonnenberg? I think so. Yeah. I mean, technically our second power play is going to be better than our first, but whatever. And it was... So who's going to be the new setup guy? So it's Martins is the shooter. Who's best at the rest? 9665. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Sonnenberg here. And then Nichushkin's going to come into the first. '78. So we'll put. Who will we put? We'll go. McKay center. Von Fursten's going to go there. Then Nichushkin will be the setup guy. Yeah, and then yeah, that's fine. Martins, McCabe on Fursten, and Nichushkin. And since Nichushkin goes there, then we'll actually go like this. I think that's good. Yeah, that actually all works out better. Okay, so Kucherov on first and McKay somebody. Pasternak, Ollie. I think it's going to be Cordnell. Cordnell, Thompson. And who has the best of the rest? We shouldn't do Jenik. I'm on PS5, I think. It's a PlayStation. I think it's PlayStation 5. It's the newest one. Ollie. Everybody's pretty much the same. So then go with Von Fersen. All right, and then here, Martins McKay. I guess so. And then this one is McKay, Von Fersen, Martins. And line 2, Pasternak, Golly, Kucherov, Courtnall, Nichushkin, and then I think it's Sonnenberg. Pasternak, Martins, that's all good. And that took a while. Lost again. It's not a good start. For as how good of a team as it is, that's not a good start for sure. I guess there's a lot of new players. I don't know if that's a factor, but so that was a home game. Man, what's with our attendance tanking? Doesn't make any sense. I guess because we're on a losing streak or something. Like, look at this. How do we go from full capacity parking to like nothing? Whatever. Wait, we have one more game before the back-to-back? No, we're on the back-to-back. Okay, so then the better team right now is Buffalo. So that means we play the worst goalie of the two, which would be Skinner. So if you haven't seen this stream before, or this series, I should say, we always play the lesser goalie against the better team and the better goalie against the lesser team. Where in the NHL, typically it's the reverse. And the reason I do it is if you can make it where you almost for sure get points in the bag, it's better to do that than it is to we'll play a harder team and chance losing, and then play a weaker team and chance losing. So points in the bag are always better than no points in the bag. Not that it always works, but that's the concept behind it. Because those 2 points difference or 1 point difference could mean making the playoffs or not. So anyways, those are my thoughts. So now it's Thompson back in. The other thing to keep in mind, if we're doing bad right now, the plan is to, because our defense isn't that good, and we have an injury on defense to Slavin, so we're especially weak right now on defense. And so we'll be, I think at game 10 is when I'm going to do it. We're going to, because I don't want to trade too early guys that we just signed from free agency. So I don't know, maybe 20 games in, we'll see how we're at for 10 games. If we're doing good after 10 games, we won't do it quite yet. If we're not doing well, then we'll do it at 10 games. So thankfully those injuries aren't too long. I think it's like a week, 2 weeks, something like that. Thompson's back in. If Thompson loses this game, he's out. If he wins, he's back to stable. Oh God. This is a tough, like your two top forwards, and you could argue your top defensemen all got injured at the same time. I mean, it's better now than in the playoffs, but geez. Okay, so who is doing good in the AHL? 4-6 is not bad. 5-6 is better. So far, 5. 2 guys at 5. 8. But I don't think he fits well on our fourth line. We might reward him anyways. The other thing I have to factor in is who's most likely to be claimed, and that's where you might want to go with a guy that maybe has less performance but is also less likely to get claimed. Like, this isn't a bad idea to put Tatar in. Or Phillips, that's another good one. So I think Phillips is actually... I don't know if for sure that he fits on the fourth line, but I'm just going to guess that he does. And then now we have a whole bunch more changes to make. He does not, and not even close. So we're going to have to undo that. Oh, this is something I was supposed to, I guess in theory, test in the preseason, is who fits on our fourth line, so we know who to pull up. So Tatar's the other one. This P. Yeah, good enough. So Tatar goes to fourth. Who's playing best? 4, 3, 5. But can you even play on the second line? You can't. Well, he plays on that line on the power play, so why not? We'll flip you to... He shoots right, he shoots left. Man, we're not playing well. Okay, so so Sonim. So actually, it's Ollie goes up. Wait, we just lost Pasternak. Yeah, so we'll put Ollie up. Then who's our best performing defenseman? Because we might just go back to a D on this line. Provorov right now. Sure, I guess. Then who is going to be the shooter now? I think it's Kucherov. Is Courtnall the setup guy? Courtnall, Kucherov, Ollie. And we'll keep Provorov on. So Ollie and Sonnenberg. Is Kucherov on the penalty kill so far? Yes. I guess we will do Sonnenberg. Ollie, Sonnenberg. Okay, Martins, Courtnall. Geez, only 2 points? 1 point? Well, we might have to completely shift the lines. What do we do here? So it's okay, Martins, Courtnall, somebody, Ollie, Kucherov, Courtnall. Courtnall, Nichushkin, I guess. Let's do that. I mean, technically Sonnenberg deserves it because he's played the best, but I'm just going to put Nichushkin. Martins, Lundferson, McKay, Ollie, Kucherov, Sonnenberg. Nichushkin, Courtnall. We'll go with Doughty. Martins, Kucherov. Martins, McKay. Who's another one? Sonnenberg. Who's? Wait, is Ollie even there right now? Yes, he is. We lost, so I think that means, where are we at here? So he lost, he won. So that's 2 losses in 3 games, so that means Thompson, I think it was, is out. Skinner comes in. Nolan back up. We have another back-to-back. Yeah, so, I mean, at this point, we might have to do a complete overhaul of the lines. I have to figure out which team's weaker. Because it's not a good start. Everybody looks bad, except for like a couple guys are looking okay. Two and 5, 2 and 6. So it's supposed to be Nolan game 1. Skinner game 2. Oh yeah, and I guess I should. So maybe not a complete overhaul of the lines, because we still have the defense thing that we have to do. So Nolan lost again. Because yeah, maybe just with the improvement to the lines we're sorted, maybe not. Who knows? And you see how like the parking's back to completely sold. It doesn't make sense. I should write those down. 47.5, 62.5. Skinner comes back in. I forget if we did worse on the our previous best season. Not last season, but the season before that, we had a really bad start. And then we had our best season yet. So, I mean, 3-4-1 is not the end of the world, but it's not good. Another injury to our defense on top of it. So I think we're going to do the defense thing after. Wait, don't do this yet. Yeah, the defense thing after 10 games because we already have 2 injuries on D. Now, one thing is Slavin might be back for the next game, so I'm just going to pull this guy up. Why is Jankowski playing defense? We lost again. Jeez. We suck. See, this is why I just did the temporary fix. Because otherwise I'd do a whole bunch of changes for nothing. So we send him down. Are we done 10 games now? 9. We'll wait till 10 before we do anything. Okay, so Doughty has played, well. Just the plus minus is horrendous. So he's got 4 points. Plus 3. And he's been good. So what we'll do is he's got 4 points. So Provorov goes up. Slavin goes there. Hronek goes there. So this one is this Hronek, Provorov, no, Slavin with Slider, and Doughty with Provorov, Doughty, Provorov, Slider, Slavin, Vukojevic, and Hronek. This one is Doughty, Provorov, Slavin, Cider, Vukojevic, Hronik. Skinner stays in. He's only got one loss, I think, at the moment. Save. Jeez. 3-6-1 with how stacked of a team we have. Like, that's just nuts. I'm going to do the scouting, then the trades, then we'll do the normal stuff. Oops. Boo, 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 boo. The top three are coming from the queue. That's surprising. I think that's all done. Save. So basically what I think I'm going to do here is do the trades for the defenseman, test it for 10 games, maybe trade some other players, and slowly adjust the team throughout the season depending on how things go. So could be some of these players just don't fit. Who knows? So Okay. Oops. Four points. We won't abandon him yet. Same with him. The AHL guys aren't so bad for their jobs. He's not good though. That's one. Two. He's actually been good with us. It's just crazy, some of these. He hasn't been good with us. But he has a bit of a leash because he played so well last season. Okay, so we only really have two guys. Does anybody want that? Terry or Lettieri? What are we going to try to trade for here? Third. Oh, you don't have enough guys. Or you have too many guys, sorry. Okay, let's try. Okay. I hope we have enough to pull off this trade we want to do now with Vancouver. We want Spurgeon and Haig. So it's still not enough, so that means we will have to trade more, guys. Oops. So who do you want? So those guys that were half a point per game are now on the chopping block. No way. Was there anybody else? I don't think so. Okay, so let's take him off to a fourth. Add him back. Success. Okay, so now let's hope this is enough. So we have a second, a third, and a fourth we'll try. Whoops, wrong way. 4, Heg, and Spurgeon. Oops. And a fifth for Heg, Spurgeon, and a sixth. I don't think this is going to go through. I have a feeling. So we need to do more still. How's he doing in Junior pretty well. Oh, one thing I meant to check. Yeah, Kucherov's not even playing that well. I mean, within range, but still. I guess we're going to have to put these guys in play. What do I do then? For a... I guess not. Seidenberg, Boston second. Fifth and a fourth. First, second, and a sixth. Almost certainly no. Actually, let's do instead. For a third and a sixth. All right, and then what did we just get? Third. I still have a feeling this isn't going to go through, but once again, we'll try. Egg. Spurgeon. Oops. For a second, third, fourth. And who's that other prospect guy we have? Nobody wants them. Okay, then we'll trade to them if they'll take them. Oh. Hey, hey, hey. So it will go through now. Heg, Spurgeon, and a fifth. Actually, it's not a crazy amount of an overpay, but okay, that's all good. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We technically need one more forward. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He can go down. And then we need to pull a forward up. How did Tatar do with us? 1 assist -2, so he's a no. He hasn't played. Phillips doesn't fit. Myers, we don't know. But we'll try. Oh, we're over the cap. But it says we're not over the cap. It says cap space .016. Oh, and the other thing, we can play one of the defensemen on the fourth line. So these moves are going to be Oh wait, I think didn't we still need somebody? I don't know anymore. No, we don't. Okay, so who has played better? 2 games and nothing. 7 games and -10, but the team's bad. So I think we're going to go with Spurgeon in this case. He plays right. Play him on his correct side. We will put Hag here. And I don't think anything else needs to change, just need to double check the lines work correctly. That's it. Okay, then that was an away game. So I think, wait, no, because that was back to back. So I think Skinner has one more loss before he gets yanked. And at this point, I think I'm going to end the stream just after a bit of a review. Bear with me. Now the thing, so we haven't had a full healthy lineup too. Everybody's going to be coming back. So before I do anything rash, I think I should see how we play with a full lineup. Now, could we have more injuries? Potentially. But I think we should at least see. Yeah, where we're at. Now, the other thing I was thinking about is if we need to clear out players, like trade anybody for cap space, but I don't think we actually do. So we have 13 forwards, so 1 extra forward, 1 extra defenseman, and then the 3 goalies. So, did it move no, it didn't move a goalie on me. So then 13 plus 7. is 20. Do we have a healthy guy that's not dressed? No. I don't know. I guess maybe because of the injury, it's saying that we don't have full 20 guys. I don't know. Oh, another thing I forgot about is I have to remember we have a brand new coach. So we have like a whole bunch of moving parts right now. And the other thing, I mean, we don't have to win the President's Trophy. As much as I'm supposed to win the President's Trophy and try to win the Stanley Cup every season, it's not the end of the world. So as long as we make the playoffs, we're okay. If we're at any risk of not making the playoffs, that's a different story. But anyways, so let's have a look at how people are playing and maybe start considering what we're going to do. So Ollie has been good. He's still got 2 years. Pasternak, as always, has been good. Provorov's been good. Sonnenberg has been better than, essentially better than anticipated. The problem is he just doesn't fit. Has his trade value changed at all? Because it was not very good. And if we trade him, it doesn't fix any cap stuff. It would just be because his fit's not good enough. So, I mean, his value's not that great. He still doesn't want to extend. We have the option of Gomez and pulling him up too, but I don't want to do that. I want to give him one more season. And so to extend his contract, I guess, essentially one more year. Who else? Well, I mean, the fact that Sonnenberg was okay at that performance pretty much means everybody else is bad. So McKay's got 6 goals in 10 games, which is actually okay. It's just that he's got no points and he's a minus. Courtnall's 6 points in 10 games. He, excuse me, I think he would bounce back, so I'm not overly concerned. Kucherov, kind of, because since he's got a positive plus minus, that would indicate to me that he's played better than most other people. Oh, but his line's been good, so he's actually playing worse than his line. And he's got really good trade value, so we can always trade him, and we got him for free on top of it. So, Nichushkin, not good. Thompson, but he started off on the 4th line, so that's a bit misleading. Joseph has been good on the 4th line. Hughes was doing so-so, nearly a point per game, but he's a minus. Van Fersen hasn't been good at all. Janik, not that good, and Martins, who's supposed to be one of our top scorers, hasn't been playing good at all. And then the other guys are, well, new or... Yeah. Oh, and is it goaltending that's been killing us too? Because, well, I mean, clearly we've got issues with scoring, but ugh, look at our save percentages. Those are all horrendous. So not a single goalie has been playing well. So it makes me wonder what the cause of all of this is. And isn't it crazy how the fan happiness has gone all the way down to 63? We're only 10 games in. And it's not like we're like way, way off. 3-6-1 is like, you can come back from that no problem. 3 wins and you're at even already. So, anyways, I don't know if we are going to have to do anything crazy. And if we do, well, I mean, the first on the chopping block would be Kucherov, and not because of performance. So even if he played well, it would be worth considering trading him because of his trade value. So we got him for free. We only have him signed for a year, and his trade value is that. Also, we clear $7 million in cap space that we could fill with whatever we would choose to fill with. So, yeah. We might trade most or all of our goalies. Like, it's hard to say. Is anybody... What exactly were their numbers? Well, the new guy has been the best. 1 win and a tie. 864 is the best save percentage. That's not very good if that's your best save percentage. It's only 10 games. So it's what, an eighth of the season? So we got lots of time, but not a good start. I don't think I had anything else to do. Pretty sure I've already saved twice, but let's just do it one more time. So we will leave it there. Hopefully things turn better in the next episode, but we'll figure it out, I'm sure. Things usually don't go bad for long, especially not with this kind of team. So that's it. Thanks for tuning in. If you like the stream, hit the like button, share with your friends, subscribe, turn on notifications. The channel homepage has upcoming streams on regular NHL content. Nothing scheduled so far. Oh, thanks, NHL lover. You have a good night too. And for things I can't schedule ahead of time, like franchise mode, that schedule is in the About section of the channel. It runs Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern. So that means we're back next on Saturday. Be a pros whatever I have time or feel like it. And any comments, leave them in the comments. Suggestions, likewise. And thanks again to all the people that have tuned in and have chatted. It's appreciated. To be honest, in the long run, that this is kind of what I'm hoping for, where people can chat together in the during the streams. Well, primarily chat amongst yourselves, and the reason is so I can focus on doing the content, and then you guys can watch and chat with each other. Where my stuff, if I try to chat and do this stuff at the same time, it makes it difficult to do this well and then still be responsive. So eventually the goal is hopefully that we have like a very active chat. People talk about the NHL. I watch what you guys chat about, chime in every now and then and all that kind of stuff. So that's what I'd like to get at. And so I really do appreciate the people that have tuned in, and we're kind of getting on the right track already, which is nice. So Ryan, who's asked questions, came up with good things to talk about related to Toronto. NHL lover, thanks for tuning in. You ask questions, interact, and stuff. So it's just appreciated, the people that do. because eventually that's the goal. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, and hopefully we'll see you guys soon. Tomorrow, I don't know if I'll do anything. Hopefully, be a pro, maybe one short stream. I don't know. But the next 2 days are technically, I don't have anything scheduled. I could take them off, but hopefully I'll get a stream per day. We'll see. But I'll try my best to get in for a couple Be a Pros. So anyways, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time, hopefully tomorrow.